El Macero members, welcome out here with Superintendent Michael Facciuto. We're out here on hole number 18, just in advance of the 4th of July weekend. We both wish all of you and your families a wonderful holiday weekend. Wanted to talk about the upcoming fairway aerification that's going to be taking place starting on Monday with Michael here. So, Michael, I know we've been in this transition here of the cool season ryegrasses in our fairways to really getting this Bermuda grass, which is really hardy for the hot summer weather, to fully transition in. We can see a lot of really good spots on the golf course, but we have these little weaker spots right here. What's the reason for some of the weaker spots?
Weaker spots were mainly because of rye being there all winter long and out competing that Bermuda, and so it just becomes a little thinner, and now we have to push it with a little extra fertilizer. That's where that aerification is going to come in, because now we can move a lot of these healthy stolons and rhizomes to the weaker area by agronomic means, well, cultural practice, as opposed to sodding it out, which is a lot more tiresome, laborsome.
And we've seen some of the sod work in some of the the weakest areas to just try to really get those weaker areas ready to go for the rest of the hot summer weather. But the actual practice on Monday, we're going to go in with a machine that actually pulls cores up out of the ground, and then you guys break them all up and redisperse them. Is that the practice?
So we'll, in an area like this where it's thin, we'll actually even use some vacuum techniques too, where we can we'll pull the cores up out of the ground, we'll vacuum them from here, so you'll actually have a really clean stand in some of your healthy areas, so playing conditions won't be too bothered in your healthy areas.
Yep.
It would just be your thinner areas will be a little bit more sketchy as far as disruption, but we're taking those cores with the vacuum, putting them, redistributing them in the holes, and then pulverizing them into those holes to and then continue with the heavy fertilization, which we've been doing weekly on the fairways now.
We've been working with our greens committee and as well as our board in terms of adding this extra midsummer fairway aeration, and the whole point is to ensure we get this Bermuda mat to be as dense as possible. We can expect fairway conditions this upcoming week following this practice, which likely will take place on Monday, Tuesday, and maybe a little bit into Wednesday. And it'll probably look a little darker, like muddier, because of the fact that we pulled cores. But as we get to the next weekend, it should kind of all have mixed together, and we're back to relatively good turf conditions. Is that about right?
Yeah, that's right. And I don't think we're still playing around with the idea of not, because of the small window, not doing like a full wall-to-wall on each fairway, creating like more mix and match. Maybe just maybe one or two of our worst fairways we can experiment with on a full aerification, and then some of these, you know, it wouldn't be worth it. We just want to really concentrate on some of these weaker zones and get them back as fast as we can. That's our goal right now.
Perfect. Hey, thanks for all you and your crew are doing here at the course. Members, thank you for your patience as we get through this process. We're trying to get all of these areas looking like these nice dense areas. So happy 4th of July weekend to you, and we look forward to seeing you out here at the club.